I just want to know how many women have to die before women start taking recovery plans seriously on their cosmetic surgery journey. It's absolutely insane how many women are still going to have procedures outside of their home state, not telling anyone about it, going alone, and not coming back home. And I mean, not coming back home, not waking up, not going back to their kids. And in this case, what we're going to talk about today is Tanisha Walker, who didn't go back to her 11 grandkids.
April 2022. That's when 45-year-old Tanisha Walker, mother of 4, grandmother of 11, wanted to get in better shape. So she decided to get plastic surgery. She told her family that she was going for a breast reduction, but her plans changed after a local doctor denied her surgery due to her high BMI.
It is not a surprise that in the world that we live in today, with plastic surgery so available, many women, mothers, and grandmothers are flocking to surgery without the correct preparation, without any kind of recovery plan. They're going in secret, they're going alone, and this is a common thread amongst the deaths that have happened in the last 12 months. This is a huge problem, and this is why Make It Pop exists. Today, I want to talk about 2 different scenarios that have so many similarities that many people just aren't talking about it. Why is this not being brought up more? Why is this not a common thread in conversations about cosmetic surgery? Not just about how great you're going to look in the end, because you are. If you wake up, just like my good friend Jeannie says, I mean, this is literally the most real statement I've ever heard in my life. You're no good sexy in a coffin. And so when we're talking about Crystal Villegas was actually in ICU for 4 months in Mexico secretly because she never told her family that she wanted to go have a mommy makeover. And so she went down to Matamoros, Mexico, which, as you know, in the last 2 years has had this crazy fungus that has been killing people. And yet and still, she probably didn't do the right research. She probably didn't go to the right threads because there aren't many. They're very hard to find. And next thing you know, she has a tribute to her life. Her kids will never see her again because the steps were not taken before deciding to have the surgery. So today, before we get into all of the stuff, right? Because I'm going to give you some stuff. If you know someone who is looking at having surgery, someone that you love, someone that has talked about it, even if they've whispered it, share this with them. This page is designed to stop deaths from happening. People say to me, well, you can't just stop deaths from happening. Surgery has a 50-50 chance of risk and complications. How you lower that risk and complications is what you do in the beginning. And with genetic testing and the right markers in a blood panel, yes, you can. We can stop it. And if you guys are wanting to say to me, well, 5% compared to the millions of women, that 5% matters, okay? That 5% has kids, has grandkids. They have people that love them and expect them to go back home. So while you're clapping over the 95%, of which 70% of them are still malnourished and still not thriving in their bodies or in their life after surgery, I'm sorry, it's just not that way. You have a good 20 to 30% that are like thriving, but the rest of them, they're suffering. It's true. I mean, now that we're starting to do enough studies and surveys, it's coming out. 70% of women are malnourished. 60% of women reverse their results in the first 2 years. That is not thriving. That, my dear, is a problem. And that is why Make It Pop exists. So share this page, like, subscribe, and tell me about what you're afraid of in your surgery journey, or if you've ever thought it. Go down in the comments and tell me, like, I'm afraid of dying. Like, what is Miami like the place to go? We will meet you there and we will answer your questions. We also have tons of free resources right in the link. So back to Crystal Villegas. Mistake number 1, didn't tell anyone except for her fiance that she was going to another country for surgery. So here's the problem with keeping your surgery a secret. If you keep it a secret, then who is going to know how to help you if the time comes? If you keep it a secret and some complication happens and you don't have the right insurance, your body will be stuck in another country and they won't know how to get in touch with your loved ones. Do not make your surgery a secret, okay? You need to have a little pod, a little squad that knows what you're doing, knows where you're going, and can help you with your recovery plan. Now, if you have not, Make It Pop has that plan. We have the resources to help you put that plan together. Not when it comes to your body, not when it comes to your life. Don't be a bargain shopper right now. Get all of the credible information, credible guidance that you can get so that you don't end up, unfortunately, like this beautiful mother who will never see her babies or her fiance again. You know, it's just absolutely insane to me that the time that we live in now, that we want to make everything accessible to everyone, but not take on the responsibility of educating on how we can minimize risk. So when you're going on a cosmetic surgery journey, because there's death that's an option, you really need to make sure that you have everything I dotted, T crossed. It is your life we're talking about. So let's go talk about now Tanisha Walker.
Tonight, the family of an Indiana woman who died after a plastic surgery procedure is the latest family looking for answers about how this could all happen.
She actually died under the hand of Dr. Simmons. If you go to their page right now, they're booming. They're showing their patients that are coming out of surgery. Who knows when the next one's going to drop, because they're still not taking any type of precautions or partnering with any kind of recovery system to fix that mistake. Here is mistake number 2. Stop choosing surgeons based on their social media. Their plastic surgery results, yeah, okay, great. Look at some examples of those. But don't just go off of that. Don't just go off of their social media, how many followers they have, how cute they are. You need to speak with some of their patients if you can. You need to do reference checks on their medical licenses. You need to check on where they're at on the board. You need to know everything about that surgeon. You want to know why? Because that surgeon will have your life in their hands. And to be transparent with you, I personally would never go to a surgeon that has literally killed someone. I know that they say, like, you know, there's things that can happen naturally. Yes, that's true. But if that surgeon is attached to a practice that do not take enough precaution to lower and minimize these risks, you may want to reconsider going to that practice. I don't mind talking about this particular surgery practice because we would not work with them. We have standards and we have values and they just don't meet them. And that's okay. They have helped, you know, a lot of women. They have also killed Tanisha Walker. So, you know, it depends on what you look at. Do you look at the majority or do you look at the one? Well, I look at the one because there are surgeons out there that don't have any deaths. I prefer those. Tip number 2, do your research, and not just on social media. Do deep research with the board, with the American Society of Plastic Surgeons. Like, take it as seriously as you would if you were going to study for your master's or PhD or a nursing degree. You know how hard you got to study and you got to do exams before you like pass. And here's the bottom line. When you are going on a cosmetic surgery journey, it is not to be played with. It's not like a little game. It is your life that is at the hinges. And yes, you can definitely, and you deserve to look how you feel confident in the mirror. But all of that also starts from the inside. And if you're not right on the inside or in your mind, it doesn't matter how many surgeries you have, who you go to, it still isn't going to fulfill you. So if you're going to do something that's going to put your life at risk, I think that the general consensus, if you disagree with me, please meet me in the comments and tell me what your thoughts are. But my thoughts are, if my life is at risk, then I want to do it right. The one thing that both of these women had in common, Crystal Villegas, Tanisha Walker, even though they were miles apart in the US, they went to 2 different countries, they had similar procedures, but what did they have in common? They did not have a recovery plan, period. All of it comes down to it. So Tell me if you're on your surgery journey and you think you have a plan, share it in the comments. Let's help you fill in the gaps. If you're not sure that you're going in the right direction, make sure you check us out. Go to our website, click our links in the bio. We'll set you up on a consultation. We'll help you. And be sure that you subscribe to this channel so that every single week when we drop new episodes and more tips on how you can have a safer journey, that you don't miss one step along the way. All right? See you next time.